This is so common with women in the self-consciousness stage. If you haven't watched my training, I have the full video on YouTube. It's like a really in-depth training. But when women are in this stage, which is where women usually come to me, they're in a space of like very deep self-awareness and self-consciousness to the point where it's like they're always psychoanalyzing themselves and they become the therapist. And that's why therapy doesn't work because it just perpetuates that same cycle of them like ruminating in the past or being anxious about the future and just like not ever being in the present moment, which is where all of the healing occurs. That's where all of the feeling and the processing and the releasing and the forgiveness and the acceptance, that's where all of the healing actually happens in the present moment. And that's when you can actually move up the stages of consciousness. That's why I talk so much about embodiment and emotional processing and nervous system regulation, because you will not be able to actually be in the present moment and start manifesting and creating the future that you desire, that has the amazing, juicy, polarized relationship, that has the healthy body, that has the booming soul aligned business that like you get paid to exist and money just flows in and you have soul aligned clients and it's like you wake up and you just get to serve your clients and it feels fun, right? Like the life that you desire that is definitely available to you, the life that God has placed on your heart, right? Desire means of the Father, which means God has placed this on your heart already. That life cannot happen when you are stuck in the past and you have not actually done all of the releasing and the rewiring and the forgiving, and you're not able to get up to the conscious stage, which is where you take inspired and aligned action. So therapy works to an extent. They say like 6 to 8 sessions, and that's when you can uncover like, oh, I didn't know that that happened in my childhood. I didn't know that that was dysfunctional. I didn't know that that was something that wasn't normal for other people. And once you bring those things to the light, then you can actually start to feel your emotions and get out of those same cycles of like toxic relationships or anxious avoidance cycles or emotional eating or emotional scrolling or whatever, anxiety, depression, all of these things. You have to process and feel your emotions fully for you to actually get into the place of where you're in alignment and in inspired action at all times, constantly creating that dream life that you desire. And all of that happens in the conscious stage. And that's why I talk so much about the yin and the yang and the feminine and masculine energy, because a lot of people, they're still stuck in this stage, which is like wounded feminine or wounded masculine. So you might be wounded masculine and you're like burning yourself out and you're controlling your partner or you're just trying to control everyone around you. And you have all of this head knowledge and information overload, and you're spitting information back at people and you're never feeling your emotions and you're trying to control everybody, but you're still anxious and depressed and your life is a mess. Or you're in wounded feminine where it's like you literally cannot do anything. I'm so burnt out. I want to rest. I want to receive. I don't want to do anything. That's still wounded, right? You're still in wounded feminine and masculine. But when you move up to this stage, then you're able to not only be receptive and have your healthy feminine energy, but you're able to use the little bit of masculine energy that we also have to take inspired and aligned action and create that business and like do all of the things, like work out, like do all the things that will make you a well-rounded, healthy person. So the women who come to me are women who have been in the self-consciousness stage for years. They're probably still in therapy. They're probably still trying to work through all their childhood trauma and do all the shadow work. And I'm like, actually, there's another option. There's another way. You can quickly rewire your subconscious mind and stop self-sabotaging and stop controlling and stop being anxious and stop being depressed and stop having all of these ruminating thoughts that's like draining you of all of your life force energy. And you can actually rewire all of that stuff, feel your emotions really quickly. It's a 5-step process. And then kick yourself into inspired and aligned action and be consistent and not have all of these self-sabotage things that keep coming up because all of your childhood traumas and wounds and conditioning and limiting beliefs keep blocking you from having the life you desire. So if you want to learn the 5-step quantum rewiring process that I teach in my membership, then DM me Mindset and I'll send you the link.